I'm thinking about spinning my jigs because today is day 3 for the Halloween. So without further ado, spin and win! Ooh, there might be a TV episode for Halloween, or even the TV Halloween special, or even the guess the emoji, or the clip art, or maybe someday you're gonna do on the quiz today. Let's find out for this one. And you landed on... Game time! Game time, fools! Game time. Okay, because today's game is Princess Halloween Makeover Half Faces Tutorial. We gotta check this out. But anyways, let's begin. The second spin will be coming up soon.
It's Raquel's turn to shine!
This is Rhino Productions for Halloween.
Creepy zombies went out to trick or treat. Everybody danced to the spooky beat. They had such enormous fun. They called for another creepy zombie to come. La 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 la. La 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 la.
The name's Shadow the Hedgehog. Welcome back to Halloweentoono 3, because today we're taking a look at the top 10 unaccepted times movies got dark. Well, these films got real dark, real fast. So, let's get things started. Day 3 of 31 Nights of Halloween. It's filled with Halloweentoono 3-2. Enjoy.
Talk about mood whiplash. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 unexpected times movies got dark. For this list, we're looking at relatively lighthearted and family-friendly movies that contain an unexpectedly dark scene that drastically alters the tone. The scene in question must be violent, scary, or mature in some other fashion, not just sad. We also won't be including animated movies, so scenes like the sudden cut to the burned-out village in Mulan will not be included.
Oh boy. That's from the movie Milan. Let's stick it to the chase, y'all.
Also, a spoiler alert is obviously in effect. Number 10, The Finger Snap, Avengers Infinity War. Superhero movies, particularly those of the MCU, are often criticized for being too safe and predictable. Despite facing the universe's greatest threats, nothing of consequence usually happens to the heroes.
I still love these movies. I'll take our last pick. And look, Guardians of the Galaxy. And a crossover, movies? Black Panther and Iron Man?
And then there's Infinity War. This movie contains your typical superhero action, but it ends with Thanos snapping his fingers and obliterating half of all life in the entire universe.
You should have gone for the head.
This includes beloved characters like Groot, Scarlet Witch, Star-Lord, and Spider-Man. The MCU saved its most gutsy story decision for last, taking out beloved main characters and having the bad guy win. And while fans predicted that everything would be righted in Endgame, this ending still blew minds, broke hearts, and placed jaws firmly on the floor.
You see that, huh? It's going through.
Number 9. Biting off Kevin's fingers. Home Alone. Home Alone is a cherished Christmas classic, and even its most violent moments, say Harry getting his head burned by a blowtorch,
Not
are played
Christmas
for comedy.
But seriously.
But just when it looks like Kevin will save the day, he's cornered by the wet bandits and hung on a door hook. Harry then claims he's gonna bite off Kevin's fingers in retaliation. And it just sounds like some threatening thing a bad guy would say to scare the kid.
It's really
Do
though.
exactly
All
what
right.
he did to us. I'll burn his head with a blowtorch.
You can smash his face with an iron.
Like to slap him right in the face with a paint can, maybe.
Shove a nail through his foot.
That's even the darker than I thought.
But then he actually opens his mouth and goes for the fingers. He was actually gonna do it. It paints Harry as a complete psychopath. And it forces us to reevaluate his otherwise goofy, bumbling character.
I'll kill him. I'll kill him.
Still wet paint, yo.
Number 8. Tracy's death on Her Majesty's Secret Service. With the loss of Sean Connery came a far more dramatic and personal Bond film. Before this, the James Bond movies were rather impersonal affairs, as we never really grew attached to Bond as a human. He's just this badass spy who did cool stuff and killed the bad guys in increasingly interesting ways. This film did something a little different. It personalized Bond and gave him a life. Bond falls in love with Contessa Teresa di Vincenzo, who eventually becomes Tracy Bond.
Your Royal Highnesses, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, the toast is the bride and bridegroom, Mr. and Mrs. James Bond.
However,
Mr.
the happy
and
matrimony
Mrs.
is quickly cut short when Tracy dies in a drive-by shooting.
Well, still
Audiences
got
never
the
expected to
sequel
see
epic.
something like this in a Bond film, and it came as quite an uncomfortable shock. The stabbing.
Pay it forward.
What's paying it forward?
This schmaltzy movie sees Haley Joel Osment playing Trevor McKinney, an 11-year-old kid who tries to make the
that's
world a
sorta
better
like
place by
Sora
starting the
from
titular
Kingdom
Pay It
Hearts.
Forward movement.
You know that
The
boy.
ending sees Trevor helping his bullied friend
Well,
Adam by
that's
stepping
young
in to
Haley
intervene.
Joel
Then he
Osment,
gets stabbed
dude.
in the stomach with a switchblade and dies.
Seems a little bit hitched.
It's the ultimate irony that an innocent boy trying to make the world a better place ends up getting murdered by a bully. The movie is essentially teaching the audience that selfless acts will go unrewarded, and may even literally get them killed.
you'll
The
still
story
go to
ends on a
bully.
relatively positive note with Trevor's vigil, but there's an awful lot of cynicism mixed in that sort of dilutes the message.
I want you to take your skinny ass down the hole, put a little girl on a tray and supervisor, and I want you to get her some goddamn air. I got your back, sis. Oh, bitch, you still here?
Oh boy. Gunshot.
Number 6.
Voldemort's
Voldemort's
face.
face. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Or the
If
Sorcerer's
there's
Stone.
one thing from the Harry Potter films that gave us the fits, it was Voldemort's face literally growing out of Quirrell's head. Throughout the movie, Quirrell's
Yep,
portrayed
two
as the
faces.
turbaned,
And
bumbling
one.
professor who seems afraid of his own shadow.
But still got a dark.
Could be your defense against the dark arts, teacher.
Well, still
But
got
in
a
the
dark.
climax, viewers learn that he's been harboring Voldemort's spirit, and that he wears the turban to hide the ghastly truth.
Yep, that's Voldemort's face.
This movie contained many eerie and unsettling moments, but this is something else. The music, the visual of Quirrell's skin stretching itself into a face, and Voldemort's creepy voice all combine to create a
Yep,
sequence that is
that's
pure
Voldemort, the
nightmare
creepy
fuel.
one.
And then we watch Quirrell disintegrate into dust as if that was any better.
Yep. Well, gone die today. Well, Bull's gone. So do
Number
Voldemort's
5.
ghost.
The time jumps.
Click.
The first 2/3 of Click contain traditional Adam Sandler goofiness. Like when he pauses time to fart in his boss's open mouth.
Hey, that's Adam Sandler doing a click.
But then things get serious. Really serious.
Time
the
jump,
remote
huh?
causes Michael to jump through time at a rapid pace, forcing him to
Fast
confront his
forward.
divorce, his father's death, his horrible treatment of said
Oh,
father,
still
and
going
eventually his
God.
immortality.
I love you, son. I love you, son.
No way, Jose.
I love
Well,
you too, Dad.
To prevent his career-oriented son from making the same
Yes.
mistakes, Michael dramatically runs through the rain to tell him that family comes first before dying in his arms.
Poor Michael.
Luckily, the movie contains a happy ending, as
But
Morty
it's still
gives
got
Michael a second
It's a
chance.
Wonderful
You really
Life.
earned its happy ending because that last act was torturous to get through.
But still
Number 4,
alive.
Superman's brutal beating.
Superman returns.
Audiences expect to see the superhero tested in various unique and challenging ways.
Hey, that's Superman. He's gone.
But they don't expect to see them viciously beaten and nearly murdered. Superman arrives on the landmass to confront Luthor, but quickly grows weakened owing to its infusion of kryptonite.
Not so bad enough. I think it's gone. Told you that's sad.
As such, he is viciously beaten by Luthor's goons and eventually stabbed with a kryptonite
Are
shard by
these
Luthor himself,
goons?
who leaves Superman
Well,
to
still
die.
got the bad ones. That's one heck of a hit. Ah, the horror.
And he would have too had it not been for Lois.
that a
Adults
kryptonite?
appreciated the movie's guts, and kids likely grew legitimately concerned for the movie's hero. For better or worse, it heralded a far darker approach to the Superman mythos, an approach that would be continued with Man of Steel and the DCEU.
Still got a
Number
crystal
3,
eyes.
Leslie's death, Bridge to Terabithia. In the summer of 1974, a friend of Catherine Patterson's son was killed after being struck by lightning. This event inspired Patterson to write Bridge to Terabithia. Much of the movie concerns the budding friendship between Jess and Leslie as they create and imagine the fantasy land of Terabithia.
Mrs. Myers, this is Leslie Burke, who will be joining your class.
Bridge
But
up to
tragedy
Pittsburgh.
strikes when Leslie dies in a horrific accident, and the rest of the movie concerns Jess
Well.
processing his grief and letting go of his guilt.
Still rest in peace.
Leslie's dead.
It's a brutal but unfortunately realistic turn for the story to take, and it tragically represents the random and often senseless nature of death.
It's okay, Jess. It's okay, son. It's okay.
It's all gone.
Number 2, Harry discovers Chad. Burn after reading.
I know who the guy is.
The guy?
The secret guy.
So is he
Never
high
before
up?
seen the movie.
I don't know if he's high. Probably.
But
The
still
Coen brothers are
darkness.
masters at blurring tragedy with comedy. Burn After Reading is one of their more comedic and lighthearted efforts, but it still contains its fair share of shocking visuals.
Oh, so tragic, D.
Like Ted's butchering at the hands of Osborn. But the darkest moment, and certainly the most unexpected, has to be the death of Chad. Chad is the movie's
Ooh.
goofiest and most lovable
Still
character,
got a treadmill.
but he certainly
Going
didn't
on
have plot armor,
exercise.
as he is shot and killed in Osborn's closet by a startled Harry. It's arguably one of the most unexpected deaths in movie history,
one
and
big
the
good
graphic
idea.
visual makes it all the more shocking and unbelievable.
Not seriously on a shot.
What?
With a salad?
You know, you really are a negative person.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. The Note, What Women Want. Funny movie about reading women's minds turns dark with pills.
Oh boy. Am I gonna see this? Can you believe in my mind?
Neil Takes His Own Life, Dead Poets Society. Inspirational drama contains a hopeless teenager who feels he has no other way out.
Still got the pain on this. Still got that damn pants.
Emma's random death. One day. Cute romantic film turns dark when Emma is suddenly hit by a truck.
Bill's still accidentally by a truck. And he's dead.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Here's the number one.
Number 1,
The boat ride.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
You're going to love this. Just love it.
All
If there's
aboard to the
one
boat
scene that's
ride.
been causing nightmares in children for generations, it's the random boat sequence from Willy Wonka.
Hey,
Where are we going? I don't know, but I don't like what's that tunnel up there. Hey, Wonka, I want off!
Part of what makes this iconic scene so effective
My
is that
God.
it comes out of nowhere and
in the
completely without
world
warning.
of pure imagination.
Close your eyes and hang on tight.
Not only that, it immediately follows what's arguably the most
Well, there's
magical
something
sequence
to
of the
eat.
movie, creating an effective tonal change.
You're not what's missing. Where you going, Wonka?
You're right. I can't.
The scene contains strobing lights that create a deeply unsettling effect, various unnerving images like a chicken getting its head cut off, and Wonka going absolutely mental.
There's no earthly way of knowing
Still got a whole ride.
which direction we
Still
are going.
darkness.
There's no knowing where we're rowing or which way the river's flowing.
Props to Gene Wilder and the filmmakers for creating
Oh,
what
it's
is quite
floating
possibly the
around.
scariest scene in a children's movie.
Yes, the danger must be growing, for the rowers keep on rowing, and they're
That's
certainly
Willy Wonka.
not showing any signs that they are slowing.
Do you agree with our picks?
Well, that's it for that. But tomorrow will be the good ones. So here's the second spin. Okay, last spin. Ooh, monster of the day, coming through. Oh, wee! Because today's monster from Monster Legends is King Charmless and Prince Charmless. Let's start off with King Charmless. Prince Charmless was valiant, honorable, and educated, but King Dara never respected him. That was until the corrupt monsters assaulted the Light Kingdom. During the assault, Lady Meow, who knew his worth, purified him. He saved the castle and King Dairon. Such was the loyalty he showed that King Dairon finally gave him recognition. He named him King of the Royal Gardens and the Light Kingdom. Long live King Charmless! Prince Charmless. This frog lived in the gardens of King Dairon and Queen Luthien's castle. He grew up reading their books, illuminating their manners. All he wanted was to become a prince. One day, he convinced Bellabal to kiss him to realize his dream, but he didn't become a charming prince, but Prince Charmless. Well, that's all for today. We'll come back tomorrow for the Halloween and Halloweentoono 3.
Thanks for watching.